From the mind of Jordan Peele, the once comedian, I guess, is he still in comedy now? I don't know. I haven't seen anything comedy-wise from him in a good amount of years at this point. The man got popular and got plenty of work done in comedy before making the leap in making thriller/horror features. Keanu comes his third directorial film. Quick thoughts on Get Out and Us in particular. I thoroughly enjoyed both of them for their twisted, borderline mystical approach to social commentary with the striking imagery that strikes such specific phobias. But who knew that someone that worked in comedy can really hone in on their inner psyche and bring out phobias and bring out fears that many of us have, whether these are fears that are very inclusive to our subconscious minds and we never let it out. Of course, a trademark of his movies so far have been a sprinkle of comic relief, especially with his supporting characters. Very witty, very relatable, and just very fourth wall break degree even, where it seems as though they call out the certain bullshit elements that are happening with the main protagonist's life. Therefore, it kind of makes us, the audience, lose our guard down a little bit in preparation for the next intense sequence. Now, with this one in particular, I read online early reviews that this movie was not what we expect from Jordan Peele's previous work. And to that, I sort of agree. Nope. Owners of a Hollywood horse ranch begin to experience abnormal activity happening around their property, ranging from disappearances of their cattle and strange formations in the sky. So they decide to attempt at capturing this entity on video to share with the world. Spoilers ahead, I got lots to say about this one indeed, so I'm going to be going in depth and really going to be peeling back this onion. I really want to talk openly about what indeed made this movie different from Get Out and Us. Starting off with the characters and performances, Daniel Kaluuya and Kiki Palmer work together as a yin and yang of each other. They are polar opposites for the entirety of the movie, and by the end, they become the opposite of how each of their characters started. Daniel's character starts very stoic, very serious, all just about working on the ranch and nothing else, and ends the movie being more lively and adventurous. At the very beginning, I was concerned that this character would not go through any character arc whatsoever, and that he was just going to be the one single no character for the whole movie. He simply just was what you would call an opposite ray of sunshine. Kiki's character starts off the beginning very bubbly, very joyous, maybe even quite annoying and very loud at times. And she ends up finishing off pulling a more drama performance for sure. With the amount of shit that she has seen, definitely feels like a natural progression of that character and of both these characters in general. They just bounce off each other and have the dynamic duo that a bickering brother and sister sibling dynamic would have. It definitely brought a lot of charm and moments of hilarity for me. As for the supporting cast, I find the actors that were picked, they have certainly shown that they are very talented and that they give very strong performances, very convincing performances in all the different TV shows and movies that they have been in. But I personally found that their particular characters in this take up just too much of the runtime, and they just pale in comparison to what the main central story is. Character backstories just seemed a departure from the central plot of this movie, I felt at times. Keith David was a pleasant surprise. I didn't think that the president of Rick and Morty was going to be in this, but I didn't think the Arbiter was going to be in this, but it was pretty cool to see him. I had no idea he was going to be the sibling's dad, nor did I even know that he was going to be in this at all. Did any of you guys know he was going to be in this? He was in and out pretty quickly, so not too much against that character in particular. It is specifically with Steven Yeun's supporting character that I felt definitely bogged the pacing of the movie down somewhat. I really do like the actor, and I enjoy his performance and everything he's been in, and I'm glad to see him in more things for sure. I just felt the background story we got with his particular character just took the attention away from the main plot. We'll discuss the mucky sequence soon. As for the other two supporting characters, they form what I'll call the Paranormal Activity Squad, and by the climactic moment of the movie, all four work well together and bring a diverse range of entertainment due to their different age ranges and just their different tones that they clash each other in a very natural and just a very engaging way. Ho ho ho, now for the fun stuff, the cinematography. Upon research, there's now no surprise as to why the camera work and lighting looks so enthralling here. Please call me out on my horrible pronunciation of this. It was fucking Hoyt van Hoytema. The man has been Christopher Nolan's DP ever since Interstellar, so there's no wonder as to why this movie looked fantastic. The overall setting of just a desert ranch, upon first hearing about that, sounds very bland and boring to me. Wow, both Jordan Peele and his DP here just really accomplish and really develop something that looks like nothing I've seen before. for certain sequences. Kudos to him and his whole team. This looked awesome, especially the sequences at nighttime where we got to have this alien entity that was appearing at night many times. Those were the most intense moments of the movie for me. A good balance of obscurity and clarity in it, to where we don't get enough information, but we can kind of tell and kind of make out what we are seeing somewhat. I cannot imagine how that was possible to do out in a night sky when it's just a cloudy overcast. How was that done? Have any of you been in the desert before at night after dark? It's pitch black. How on earth they made these UFO sequences in the night sky like this, I do not know, and it just simply blew me away. Segue into immersive UFO moments, the audio design. The audio design behind these moments this UFO comes out are very tense. Due to how it manipulates and distorts electricity and all technology that relies on electricity, when this thing comes out of hiding, the sound design really lets you know that it is coming, and it is coming for you. These rumbles and booms exit out the speakers in the theaters and rumble your bones to the core. That transition into various forms of shrieking and high-pitched frequencies, again, that of which things I have never heard before in a movie theater. It's just sounded very inhuman. Let us discuss the elements that did indeed make this movie separate and different than what we expected from Jordan Peele and what made it different from these other two movies from Jordan Peele. I like to call them the good old bait and switch, because Jordan Peele certainly tricked us with these elements. You think it's gonna go one way, but then all of a sudden Jordan just ties the cheese around the little piece of string and just yanks it at the last moment. Just gotcha. You thought it was gonna be that? Surprise, fuckers. It's like this. Cat out of the bag number 1. This movie does not follow the racial/social commentary themes format we were expecting from Jordan Peele once again. The closest we got to racial discrimination is the very beginning when Kiki's character is discussing to a crowd of non-colored filmmakers about how the first recorded image of motion picture was a black man riding a horse, but how history remembers the horse's name more so than the black man that rode the horse. Kind of felt like a toe dip in the pool for Jordan. It felt as though he wanted to delve more into this certain topic, and at first, at the very beginning of the movie, I was pretty excited about this. I thought he was going to make a real social commentary on just the Hollywood business and how African American workers have just been treated in comparison to other people when it comes to this industry. I was just like, hell yeah, let's do it. Why not? I'm game to get lectured and talked down to. Why not? I got excited, but nope. That's the extent of what we got, I guess, when it came to deep themes for us to think about and apply to our real life and the real world that we are living in right now. Cat out of the bag 2. The traditional approach to aliens is goofed on us. In a legitimate chilling moment where Daniel investigates the barn after a power surge, we think that the classic alien type has invaded the farm. You know, the classic design of aliens. Bulbous round heads, big eyes, long limbs. You think for the majority of the movie that these things are what is in the UFO, but nope. Just neighborhood kids pulling a prank. Gotcha! Once again, Jordan with that string and cheese. He's just yanking us along. Cat out of the bag 3. You think the UFO you see in the trailers is an alien ship containing these small aliens to suck up Earth life forms or for probing us, but nope. The big thing is the fucking alien. Just a big sombrero looking donut that gobbles everyone up and just spits out the pieces that it doesn't want. These are the main story decisions that make the movie stand out for sure, as opposed to other alien invasion style movies that we've gotten before many times. Even though this movie is nowhere near as complex as Get Out or Us, I certainly still enjoy this movie as a more traditional sci-fi adventure. Although I'm sure those hoping for actual deep impactful themes yet again, I'm sure are going to be disappointed with this. Now for the themes that are present in this particular movie. Now here is my interpretation after reading a little bit more about it and hearing other people's opinions on the internet and stuff, opinions that I can actually sort of get behind on the internet. Wow, what a rare occasion. I feel like this movie touches on how we as a species perceive and react to disasters. Instead of assuring the safety and well-being of potential victims, our first instinct is just to get it on video and make ourselves rich and famous or just get clout from it. Take the side plot of the monkey massacre. Now we are discussing that scene. We are discussing the monkey scene now. A monkey decided to go rampaging on live TV and eat people's faces off. This has actually happened in real life before, look it up. Yet it was mentioned from an actual character in the movie that they made this event, this tragic event that is still fairly fresh in some way, into an SNL skit on the tragic event. That's pretty fucked up, yet doesn't seem too far-fetched to what mankind would do, especially the writers at SNL. Also, another key moment is that in this DP character that they bring on board, who claimed to always get every single supernatural entity on film, he decided last minute that the world is not worthy of seeing or witnessing this entity, so he decides to go out in glory by recording the alien up close with no regard for his life whatsoever, but only for the sole opportunity to record the impossible. And also, at the very end of the climax, a random-ass TMZ reporter who showed up by himself, by the way. Why would a TMZ reporter show up by themselves? Is that really how they work? They don't come with any other forms of crew? They are only concerned about the state of their camera, rather than the status of their very life when a big sombrero is about to gulp them up. Maybe Jordan will come out to announce more details and more specifics as to what he really meant to say and what he wanted to say about the world and us as a society. Even if he was aiming for it, it was certainly hard to grasp here, and it just ended up just feeling a lot more simplistic here than his other two movies. Now, as for the movie Shortcomings for me. Alongside the missed opportunity for more impactful social commentary and overbearing supporting characters making the scripts lose focus, I felt like the actual design of this alien entity left some to be desired for me, actually, I would say. By the end, we see how this entity looks when it's fully like on the hunt and no longer in hiding mode, and the result would just look like a big balloon or just like a big open parachute that was just gliding towards our characters, with just like a little square opening where its mouth would be. Now, the interior design of the alien, while it's consuming people, was claustrophobic and was a very effective and pretty cool practical moment in the movie. Your mind is just buzzing with so many possibilities as to what this thing could be and what it's going to be in the end. Part of me was kind of worried that I was going to be somewhat disappointed by what it was going to be. I knew that there was going to be some sort of twist, and by the end, I kind of was disappointed just a little bit. By the end, I would categorize this movie as being more of a thriller, more so than being a direct horror movie. And I do believe it was intentional for Jordan Peele to push the genre of an alien hunting action adventure genre, more so than something we can apply and think about with our own lives and our own daily society that we have to endure. It's really interesting. This honestly really feels like a project that a man like Jordan Peele, who has been at least brought up and surrounded in the comedy routine and the comedy industry in a way, a comedy career dominant person's first feature before they go ahead and take those steps in making more mind-bending and just more heavy-hitting themes for the audience to think about in their next movies. So this really kind of felt like something that maybe he had archived in his head and he decided to make it now, finally. Again, it just felt like something that would have been his first movie. But by the end of the day, I enjoyed the movie for its more simplistic approach. 7 out of 10, fun, simple sci-fi adventure instead of mind-bending, relevant social world commentary themes we expect from Jordan Peele. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got to go get an alien probe out of my butt.